guys, it's Katie. I am going to be doing my September wrap-up. The first series that I read in that month was the Texting series by Teagan Hunter. I rated all of them 5 stars. I absolutely loved them. I devoured these books. Kayla got me into them, and I was actually gifted all of them. I don't know where this paper went, but I was gifted all of them, so that's really exciting. The first one is Let's Get Textual, and it is a wrong number romance. The guy is like a business person, and he's trying to get a hold of one of his clients to change the meeting that they're supposed to have, but he ends up texting the lead female in this book, and she was supposed to be meeting with her brother for lunch. So she thinks that it's her brother because her brother is always changing numbers. And it takes them a little bit to figure out that that wasn't the case. It wasn't who they thought they were texting. I really liked it. I loved the fact that there was so much like banter between the characters. The female lead is very quirky and funny. She's just really easy to like. I don't remember what her name was. I know his name is Zach. Delilah. In this book too, there is baby goats. So that's very interesting. But I absolutely loved this book. The second one follows, okay, so this is the lead, Delilah. It's her best friend / roommate. She is in college, and this is her best friend and roommate, and she is now looking for a new roommate because her roommate moved out. And so this is kind of a friends to lovers romance. Still involves texting. I really liked it. I thought it was good. I'm not going to tell you who it follows because if you haven't read it yet, you'll ruin it. The third one is Can't Text This. My dogs, you guys. They're weird. My baby. Marty man. What are you doing, baby? Hi, Double Girl. Marty man. There you go. There's your puppy time. Okay, back to this. Can't Text This. This is the third one in the series. This one is a one-night stand college sports single parent romance. This one is jam-packed. It is just great. This entire series is just amazing, and if you haven't read it yet, I highly suggest that you do. I had never even heard of Teagan Hunter until Kayla had told me about her, and now I just have to own everything. So, okay. And then the fourth book in this series is Text Me Baby One More Time. This is the one to me that is enemies to lovers, but that's just because I went into this book hating the male lead. When you read it, you will understand. With this series, I was actually reading it for a book club in Canadian Book Ninjas, and I literally got to this book and I could not come up with questions because I was so into it that I just had to read it. And then I like finished the book and I was like, oh, I only have like 5 questions for this book. So yeah, but that is this series, the Texting series by Teagan Hunter. I absolutely loved them. Every book that I read was 5 stars. So yeah, if you haven't read them, pick them up because you need to read them. They need to be in your life. Okay, so the next book that I read this month, I got as a ARC for free. I unfortunately didn't like it. I can't even really tell you why. Or no, I can. I really wanted to like it. It had like everything that you would think that I would like in a series. I mean, it was sports romance. It was about a cheerleader and a football player. It was a college romance. Like, it just had like so much of everything. But it was the first book in the U of J series by Ali. I think that it's out now. So with this book, the part that I hated the most about it is that first of all, I understood what the author was trying to do with this situation. I understand that she was trying to bring more character to the character. So basically, the female lead, if you're close to her or you're her friend, someone she considers to be her friend, she calls you by a letter instead of your name. So like I would be K, not Katie. And that was just really confusing because there was just so many letters coming at you all at once. And you couldn't figure out who they were. And then it was also it had like the female and the male's point of view. And in the female's point of view, everyone would be letters. And then in the male point of view, everyone would have their actual names. And it was so hard to follow. And then I also just didn't care about any of the characters. The story just didn't drag me in. So unfortunately, I did not end up liking it. So yeah. The next book I read this month was Whiskey and Honey by Andrea Johnston. I DNF'd this book. I did not get nearly as far as I wanted to. I received it as a blind date with a book from the Romance Fix group on Facebook, and I couldn't finish it. When it first started, I was really into it. Like, I was like, oh yeah, this book's gonna be great. And then I just got to like 30% and I just lost interest. Like, I can't even tell you why I lost interest. I just did. I didn't end up liking the characters. I think that I gave it a fair chance though. I mean, I did read to 50% of the book. I just couldn't make myself read the other 50% of the book. So it's unfortunate, but sometimes that happens. So the book that I read after that was No Exit by Taylor Adams. I did finish it. However, I'm never going to read it again. So I got rid of it. I returned it to chapters. Honestly, I don't really understand why everyone was so into that book. I mean, I guessed who it was. I guessed who it was at the beginning. Well, it wasn't a surprise. There's not really anything to say about it, honestly. I rated it 2 out of 5 stars. So that's not very good. In chapter 3, we found out who one of the kidnappers was. So, I mean, honestly, what was the point of the rest of the book besides finding out if the kidnappers were gonna get caught or not? That it didn't really hold my interest, but I finished it because I was reading it for a book club on Canadian Book Ninjas. I also attempted to read The Whisper Man by Alex North. I got to page 33 and I DNF'd it. I could not get into the writing. I didn't care about the characters. I couldn't really figure out what was happening or like why I was supposed to care. So I gave that book to another girl that's in Canadian Book Ninjas. Hopefully she'll like it. Yeah, the last book I read was a reread. Actually, it was After by Anna Todd. I just saw the second movie with my best friend, but this was a reread for me. I just love the roller coaster of the romance. I think what I really liked the most was that it you can relate to it. It's real life. I'm hoping that there isn't actually a lot of couples that are like this because it's not healthy. But like when people ask me what this book is about, I tell them that if they liked the Twilight 50 Shades concept, that they'll likely like this one, just because they all deal with unhealthy relationships. They're all, well, 50 Shades isn't big, but Twilight is about the same size. I don't know, I just really liked it. The brooding man with like the bad past, and then like the innocent girl. Like I can't reread Twilight. I tried to reread 50 Shades and I couldn't. I want to try again and see if I just wasn't in the mood for it, but I don't think that's the case. I think it's because I've read so many better books than 50 Shades of Grey, but I did get through this one, and whenever people ask, I also tell them that this is the best one in that kind of sense. So I'm gonna read my first review of this book to you guys, and then we'll see if it changed any, because I also have my second one. So my first review for this book was, this book was a heartbreaking roller coaster and I loved every minute of it. I devoured this book. I didn't want to do anything but read. On payday, I will have to buy the remaining 3 books I don't have yet. Right now, I own this and the next one. I have to know what happens. I'm so invested in this story. Also didn't see the cliffhanger coming at the end. Honestly, I wouldn't take him back and forgive him, or at least I would hope that I wouldn't. I have issues with the story at times, but not enough to make me not want to read it. It also reminds me of 50 Shades of Grey, kind of. Christian has less issues than Hardin does, but I really enjoyed this book and I can't wait to read the next one. My review for the second time I read it, which was a couple days ago. Oh, I actually switched my rating. I gave it 4 stars instead of 5 stars, my second read. I didn't enjoy it as much as I did the first time reading it, but I still think that it was well done. I love how real the characters are and how much they make you feel like you're part of the story and like part of them themselves. This book is a roller coaster of emotions and life lessons. Hardin's behavior bugs me at times, but so does Tessa's. I feel like there is people out there that are all like, oh, well, Tessa's not the issue here, but Tessa does help with things. Like, she shouldn't have been reading his phone, you know, she should have not taken peer pressure. Like, there's things that she shouldn't have done, but I mean, it's a book, so. Hardin's main issue is that he is very secretive and thinks that the answer to everything in fixing is having sex. And that is not how things work. It's not. But, so those are the books that I read last month. I finished 7 books. I DNF'd 2. It's quite a drop reading 9 books last month compared to the 40 that I had read before. Right now I haven't even finished a book and it is October 2nd. Hoping to finish it tonight, but that probably won't happen because I'm kind of tired, so I will likely finish it tomorrow. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys for my next video. If you liked this video, make sure you like it and subscribe if you want to.